All right.
We're going to get after it tonight, guys.
Yeah, rock and roll.
We're going to get after it. Here we go.
I mean, I haven't.
We're going to call the meeting to order at this time. And see you, board members. Also good to see our public here tonight. Appreciate you being here on a beautiful evening, beautiful Monday evening. And Kelly, would you be willing to open us in prayer tonight?
I will.
Thanks.
If you'll bow your heads. Heavenly Father, we are here tonight as a board elected to serve this community. And we come before you acknowledging that we fall short in many ways, but we ask that you be with us tonight to help us with those shortcomings, help us to be the best decision makers that we are able to be. Help us to use our talents and our experience that you have given us to make the decisions that work in favor of this community and in favor of you. We ask that you be with all of the public here tonight and be with the residents at large. We also ask that you be with our first responders, fire, police, EMTs, and anybody who's out there serving our residents in a very real way. We also just want to thank you for the beautiful weather and the coming of spring, and we ask that you bless this meeting tonight. We pray all this in your son's name. Amen.
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 Thank you. All rise, if you would. A pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America.
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty
And justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. I'll turn back to Kelly again for the acknowledgement of the roll.
You're all present.
Excellent. On such a night. 5, is there a motion to approve tonight's agenda?
So moved.
Support?
Any comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The agenda is approved. Received communication letters and reports and reviewed those. Appreciate you always providing those to us. Item 7, then we're going to go right into public comments for the items that are on the agenda this evening. So does anyone here from the public wish to address one or more of our topics for the evening? You're welcome to do so at this time. Welcome.
Pete Plowman, 6877 Creek Ridge Court. Just a couple items. On the Planning Commission, which is 6.2 on your agenda, on the River Edge Estate. I know this is preliminary, but I just want to bring it to your attention, at least get you thinking about it. With the Fillmore Cottonwood, the in and out of Georgetown, that road should be thought about as minimum a 3-lane road. I tried to read through it. I didn't know if it was decided yet. And with things growing in that direction, we should have a 4-lane road going that direction since Cottonwood already is. And this is the first development going up on that section. I think Gary, since you sit on the commission, we really need to look at that. Just an idea that I thought I'd throw out there, at least for consideration. The other thing is on the Finance Committee, which is 6.3 on your agenda. We're looking at purchasing additional land. I think a good idea would be to now set aside funds to purchase those lands if you want to add to parks, or maybe you're going to have a park up towards the Grand Valley area. It's going to be expensive. I think you should put those aside. I heard before from Kelly that maybe we should set aside funds just for the maintenance of our parks, which I thought was a good idea. I think we should set monies aside for buying and purchasing of land as well. The other thing is the professional code inspectors that you're looking at the increases on the same finance meeting. We talk about affordability in just a 20,000 foot view. It appears that's going to be a 30 to 50% increase. Justin told us that it hasn't been increased since 2006. I'm thinking, why not increase it in 2016? Why not last year? I mean, why do we have to increase it that much? It hasn't been an issue for all these years. I think a better strategy, since you want to show sensitivity to affordability, is maybe incrementally increase it and revisit it in, say, 2 years. because, is essentially putting an additional tax on our residents. You call it a fee, but it's essentially a tax. Anybody wants to put an addition on, redo their windows, put a furnace in, put a deck on, not to mention the rebuilds that are or the new construction that will happen. And since Georgetown gets 10% of that fee, I think you could show some sensitivity and maybe reduce the 10% that you take from those fees to 5%. Just an idea. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Anyone else? All right, seeing none, we'll move to item 8 tonight, the consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve our consent agenda?
So moved.
Support.
Okay, it sounds like Amy beat John to it, so first and second. Any comments? Anybody wish to address our consent agenda? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's approved. Item 9 is not really so much for a motion and decision, but just an acknowledgement and a review here related to the audit, our annual audit. I trust you've all read through that. We're appreciative of, really of our whole staff for being so, following accounting principles so carefully that we get these glowing reviews every year. I know part of that is due to Christy Hackney, which I just want to mention publicly tonight. Christy's retiring, I think officially October. Do I have that right? Or is it this summer? Hard cutoff, yeah. Could come sooner.
Yes.
So when you see her, keep calling her part-timer, or what? No, it's a quitter. That's what Rob used to say, quitter, yeah. No. Thank her. She is a quiet, steady, hardworking, just the kind of individual you need there who wants to make sure everything is done right. And so to see that audit review, we get kind of used to it, but that's not true everywhere. And we should be thankful every year when we see that to go, yes, that's part of our accountability to the public. That's part of our credibility with the public, so.
She will be missed.
Oh, yeah.
She's always got a smile.
She is.
Yeah.
She does.
She wants to, her husband's retiring, and they want to do a little bit of traveling together and a little bit of ministry, so.
And take care of grandkids, she said too.
Yeah. So anybody else wish to add anything, or Justin, I'll give you a chance if you wanted to say anything. Otherwise, we all read the audit. Appreciate
Yeah,
that.
just the 20,000 foot view is we allocated the rest and spent the rest of our ARPA dollars. So in 2026, we'll not have those types of federal funds to spend and use to offset our budget. This year should be okay. As we traverse the next couple of years, it will be a little bit problematic. I just want to thank, I guess, Rob Litchdock too. He's the one that set our budget for 2025. And when we look at income versus expenses and how the dust settled, our assigned fund balance, our rainy day fund, we took roughly $60,000 to make our budget work on a $18 million budget. So it's phenomenal. So.
Mm-hmm. All right, moving on to item number 10. Is there a motion tonight to approve this preliminary plat as sent to us by the Planning Commission?
Support.
Okay. Discussion, information anyone wishes to share beyond what we've already reviewed and seen? This was not affected by our moratorium. This was already in the pipeline, so to speak, in case you wonder. And I suppose to the extent that Fillmore needs to be widened, that's something that the Planning Commission would ultimately probably make inquiry of the Road Commission, right? They would have to be.
Yeah, the road commission has to approve the plat. They have to approve the egress. So they've approved this plat. I mean, to make the road wider, it's really on the road commission.
Yeah, yeah. It's coming though. You can.
Oh, I'm not denying it wouldn't be
Yeah.
a bad idea, but I also know the road commission's out of money this year, so they've spent everything they got. And that's the problem. Everything is in the millions. So.
Yeah, yeah. All right, any other comments? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item 11, introduction, first reading of ordinance number 2026-05, sidewalk revision ordinance, which came to us out of finance. Is there a motion to approve this introduction and first reading?
So moved.
Support.
All right, so you all read that. See the addition being made. We're really trying to work on connectivity It's one of those ideas that you wish maybe had been implemented 20 years ago, right? But we're doing it now. So, questions, comments, concerns? Hearing none. This is one that's going to require a roll call vote. I ask our clerk to assist us with that.
Schwam,
Yes.
Kelly,
Yes.
DeWitt,
Yes.
Beldink,
Yes.
Kuiper's a yes, Grassman,
Yes.
and Waringa.
Yes.
All in favor.
All right, it passes. Item 12, introduction, first reading of ordinance number 2026-07, utilities revision ordinance. Here again, just so you know, we're going to see some ordinance changes or updates coming at you periodically over these months, because part of what we said with our moratorium was it was time to address those policies and procedures and ordinances which affect our interest in seeing that utilities and infrastructure and so on is adequate for the growth that we continue to experience as we go forward. So don't be surprised that you see this and others. Is there a motion as it relates to this particular first reading?
I'll move.
Support.
Okay, moved and supported. Any comments or additional information among the board? All right, hearing nothing further, call for another roll call vote.
Okay. Grassman,
Yes.
Kelly,
Yes.
Beldink,
Yes.
Schwam,
Yes.
DeWitt,
Yes.
Kuiper's a no, Waringa.
Yes,
That is 6 in favor, 1.
6 and 1. All right, thank you. Just want to say too here before we go to the next one, I appreciate each of you doing your homework and making inquiry, and because I'll run into people I'm talking to and say, yeah, I talked to one of your fellow board members about XYZ, so thank you for coming prepared. Item 13, water usage resolution, interesting one. Here's our motion to adopt the resolution regarding the existence of a water emergency, which would have some odd-even watering up through June 15, 2026.
So moved.
Support.
And moved and supported. This was something, as the board well knows, we were contemplating on possibly a voluntary basis. But then in the meantime, a mandate came down through the city of Wyoming,
Yep.
which under our ordinance therefore becomes a requirement, not an option, to us to acknowledge that water emergency, and we have to follow what has been essentially handed down. Sounds odd because another municipality, it's not the state of Michigan, it's not the federal government, but it is our neighbor, and we're the one from whom we get our water, right? And so when they issue a water emergency, we have to follow suit. And I think this had to do with the replacement of a valve that was pretty involved, right? Maybe you want to shed a little light on that, unless everyone is familiar and has asked. I know you know, Gary, and yeah.
I guess there's a valve that has been backorder isn't ready.
Yeah.
It's a 54-inch pipeline, so those valves aren't on a shelf someplace.
Yeah.
That was my understanding. They've been waiting for that.
Yeah.
I do have a question, though. The resolution right now is tied to the Wyoming water emergency.
Mm-hmm.
But technically, we looked at an odd-even watering for the entire summer.
I would recommend not a mandate, but it's recommended that as users are using and adjusting their schedules to meet this 6 to 7 week time period, they'll continue on for the rest of the year. And that would be phenomenal for our needs and our peak demand usage in the summertime in Georgetown.
So this, I guess my point is that we have to understand that this is coming from Wyoming.
Yep.
But our own Georgetown water system, we'd like to see a voluntary odd even for the rest of the summer.
Mm-hmm.
So
Correct.
this doesn't mean when this is done, that odd even is going to be done in the township. We still would like to see that respected through the whole summer.
And I think that motion we made previously sort of reflects that, because the motion we made 1 or 2 meetings ago, we all agreed upon the recommended for the entirety of the season.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's a good reminder.
I'm just trying to inform people myself when I come across like, yeah, we got this moratorium. It's only until June 15th. I was like, technically, no. It's a moratorium of June 15th because it's Wyoming enforced. But as a township, we still would like to see a voluntary odd even for the whole summer.
It's really important because, quite honestly, this is driven by a valve and not by dry weather.
Right.
The actual dry weather will be coming after June 15, when people would be more likely to use large
Right.
quantities of water, you know?
So, just so we're all clear when people ask the question, that this is because of Wyoming, but the Georgetown water system still has stress on it.
Mm-hmm.
Does Wyoming have clarity that they'll get the valve in time by June 15th, or is it just a question mark
We pray that
still?
here and completed by June 15.
Okay.
There's we come to June and it's not done, then we'll come back to this committee or this board and extend it. We just hope it's done.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be done in January, so full perspective. This isn't like, oh, we missed the mark by 2 weeks. Like, this is multiple months that it's pushed back. There wasn't an intent to get to this point with this valve.
Justin, I like the signs put up in neighborhoods. That was a quick reaction to something we were forced to do. They look professional, and I've never seen that. That was
And we tied them down too, so they don't get feet and walk away.
I want to commend our residents too, because honestly, there haven't been very many complaints at all. I mean, I think people
Good.
are being cooperative, so.
That's what I was going to ask. Have you received complaints of non-compliance?
I think Rich has had 2.
Okay.
Joel has had a few questions because condo associations can be very large and their watering meter can be in a different side or a different odd even, and they're looking for clarity. So we have a system which, if we have unusual addresses or unique situations, that Rich, Joel, we all know, and then we use BSNA to log it so that we're not, penalizing people that are trying to follow the rules. But so far it's been very, I guess, receptive.
Rich's people skills are exceptional. I think he gets over 900 a year, and it's unusual if it goes beyond him. Usually he's able to, in a very positive way, get people to comply and they feel good about it.
I think we need to get a certain color flag that if you have a well that you're sprinkling with, that you can stick that in your front yard. So I have a well.
Yeah, right?
The comments on Facebook or something about Fairhaven sprinkling the other day. Well, I'm sure they pump out of their big old pond that they have there. So it's like, and there's other people that were even on planning commission said, I got city water, but I sprinkle with a well. And
Right.
they're sitting in a subdivision.
Right.
So people are going to start asking, but.
Right.
Yep.
Like that situation, it's very apparent when I go home at 5:15, all the sprinklers are blazing, they're going into Baldwin. It's like, not me, not township property.
All right, if there's no further comment there, then I'll ask our clerk to call the roll, please.
Waringa?
Yes.
Kuiper's a yes. Grassman?
Yes.
Beldink?
Yes.
Baum?
Yes.
DeWitt?
Yes.
Kelly?
Yes.
All in favor.
Thank you. Item 14, it's about this time of year that we set budget meeting schedule for coming August and September, and you see one proposed there. Is there a motion to approve that proposed scheduling for those budget meetings?
So moved.
Support.
Okay, moved and supported. We kick off there on August 3 in the Finance Committee. It's 4 consecutive board meetings that will be addressing the budget, so that'll be important. All right, any issues with those dates?
Just depressing, you're setting dates into the fall already.
Yeah. No.
Enjoy summer first.
I'm going to try.
I don't get very often into a store for shopping. I was the other day, and I saw winter coats being placed out. I thought, you have got to be kidding me. Come on now. All right, 15, did we vote? I'm sorry. No, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And it's carried. Item 15, revised bylaws of the Jensen Historical Association. Is there a motion to adopt those revisions to the bylaws?
So moved.
Support.
Gene, we appreciate your representation there at the Historical Association and your good words about those who are dedicated there, who are passionate about it and want to see that torch passed along. And I know you admonished us in finance that you want us to get the word out that younger people who love not just this township, but the history of the township would find ways to get involved and begin to integrate themselves into that otherwise somewhat aging, core group of people.
Yeah, it's, the biggest thing, I mean, they've had bylaws. The biggest thing is they have not seen new people or younger people get involved. And so in doing that, they thought they ought to at least have something to, and that's the bottom part of the bylaws about if this would happen to flow, which they hope it doesn't, but the money has some place to go and it's legal and everything else. In saying that, we do have 2 or 3 young gals from high school or just graduating that have come in. Another middle-aged mother has decided to join, so we have gotten a few new people. So
That's
I'd like
good.
to keep that going. I think they're talking about putting the table up at the Memorial Day thing on Friday or Saturday to just draw some interest and see if, some people might have some interest in the, because they're almost getting to the phase now where they're going into the next set of 100 years or whatever, if you want to say it that way,
What about putting a table at the, on Monday nights at the farmer's market, the
Oh,
whatever?
yeah, that's
I
possible.
mean, maybe not every one, but every other one.
I think
just to
this
get-
week Saturday is an open house that they're having again for a couple hours. So, and they don't charge anything, which is really good of them. Does volunteer all their time. There's usually 6 or 8 people that take all the different floors and they're knowledgeable and everything that's there. And they just ask for some donations when you walk out the door. So,
It's an awesome tour,
it is a nice
really.
place.
I mean, more people should go.
They really do
Awesome.
work hard. I appreciate you bringing
Yeah.
that up, Jim.
Okay. Well, we're going to approve these, I think, but we hope not to need to use them. How
That's
about
right.
that? Yeah.
That's right. Yep.
All right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passed. Item 16, the PCI fee structure changed. Their motion to amend the contract with PCI for their updated fee schedule.
Support.
Okay, moved and supported. I know Kelly and Gary probably deal quite a bit more than the rest of us with PCI and understand. I understand they hadn't raised their rates for 20 years. Unlike if we didn't do so in a certain area, this doesn't somehow put us behind or them behind with us. It means they missed out on the chance, frankly, to have raised more fees along the way, right? They're not just merely catching up and going beyond. In fact, I think by comparison's sake, they're still on the low side of what we could do it for, or if we could find anyone else to do it for. So, but again, you guys are the professionals in this area.
No, I think that's a pretty succinct way to say it. I don't think we could do it for any cheaper. And I asked around some of the just construction team and our permitting team, and the fees are all in line with what other municipalities and other areas charge. So it didn't feel egregious, in my opinion. It felt pretty standard.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, they do a good job, and, as far as the 10% the township gets, Ryan does a lot of work up front before that permit goes over to PCI. So I don't see that's out of range, because I know how much Ryan puts in before it gets sent over there, so it doesn't get kicked back. So I think we go above and beyond due diligence in the township. I pull other permits too, but it's pretty stringent. That's okay.
Years ago, when this was in-house, it was controversial, and I've heard no complaints since they've taken over, and all I've heard is positives. But what you're doing is more or less privatizing what was a township responsibility. I think saves us a tremendous amount of money. And here they have not raised their rates since 2006. But and that's up to them. But if we would have had someone or others hired that we had to pay benefits to, it'd be incredibly expensive for us. So I think this is an incredible win for us. I'm glad the change was made years ago.
All right, ready to vote? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? And that Fee structure change is approved. Item 17, Disability Network Lakeshore Youth Summer Work Program. Yes. Welcome this evening. We appreciate you coming. Please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about this program.
So my name is Camille Morris, and I'm actually with Michigan Rehabilitation Services. We partner with Disability Network to provide summer employment opportunities to students with disabilities. So Michigan Rehabilitation Services offers workplace readiness skills and post-secondary options training to students in Ottawa County, well, all over the state of Michigan. We cover Ottawa and Allegan County in my office. And we provide summer workplace experiences for these students that have an IEP or a 504, so they can learn how to be on a job site, how to complete tasks, how to communicate with supervisors, all those soft skills that will ensure that they have transferable skills when they get into the real world of work. This is a paid position that we fund, and we pay them minimum wage, but with the security of a job coach that is provided by Disability Network, so that they can have that job experience without the fear of being fired. They can work through their anxiety, their issues, their need for accommodations with somebody there on site at all times. We are hoping to have a site this year with Georgetown Township. Our students can provide a variety of services, anything from landscaping to custodial to some light building maintenance. We paint, stain wood, stain decks. We've done window washing, filing, document shredding. We do a variety of tasks, and we work with the site liaison to determine what's appropriate, what is the order that they would like the jobs done in, and then we take that back with to our students and ensure the job is done correctly.
Great.
So you have a liaison, and you also said in finance that you're willing to handle all the liability.
So the
responsibilities completely.
The liability is handled by our employer of record, which would be Disability Network. Yes.
So it would be up to the township to assign tasks?
That's all we need you to do is assign tasks,
and
find us things to do.
I thought it sounded like a win-win,
Yeah.
incredibly
It's a
positive.
Great program. It's one of my favorite programs that I get to organize every year. And the value that these students get out of this program is more than just a landscaping task. It is a true life-changing moment to build confidence and build these skills to where they will be successful in their future.
And you handle the wages and the big
We
thing,
handle everything.
and the liability.
The liability
And workers' comp.
and workers' comp. Yep.
Liability is one thing, workers' comp is another.
Yes, that's all handled by Disability Network, the employer of record.
Okay.
Yep.
And who is handling their job assignments at the township?
It's going to be a coordinated effort between department heads, Andy and myself, so
Okay.
group effort.
That's male and female.
Male and female.
And so does that mean we probably are going to have to split jobs for male and female? I mean, what the males can do and what the females can do? We might have to have them in two different places? Or we're going to try to keep them all together?
Usually stay all together.
Okay.
What type of jobs are you referring to there?
You know, maybe some can do better at landscaping
absolutely.
rather than let the girls do the windows, you know, or something like that.
Ooh.
Whack you once in a while.
Just be quiet now,
Need
Gene.
a little, okay, take that back.
I think that job tasks are equally divided amongst the students because we have all levels of ability, whether that be male or female. We do have levels of ability within our student population, and that is handled appropriately with our job coach.
Right, okay.
Yep, we know these students going into the situation. I've usually worked with them at least for 1 or 2 years, so we have a lot of knowledge about what is feasible for each of the students, and we would not put them in a situation that was not going to be successful for either party involved.
So you understood what I meant.
I knew what you meant, yes.
Job shadow you.
Yeah. So would you vet the right person for the right job, or how does that work? Like, so Justin says, hey, I need somebody to do landscaping around the outside of the building. Do you then find students that you would think would be good for that job? Or do we just, my fear is you're going to drop kids off. I'm like, we're going to find something for them to do, and maybe they're not capable or whatever. That's why I'm asking the question.
Right. So, I can understand the fear because you don't know our students. These students may not have had opportunities to do certain tasks.
Okay.
This is our opportunity to help them learn how to do those tasks in a successful way that is advantageous to you as the work site and to our students. Will they have first day or first task mistakes? Absolutely. That's why our job coach is there, to help train them and to help ensure that that task is done correctly.
I'm just asking, so I'm a 45-year-old employer.
Yeah.
I've been employing for a long time, so
Yeah.
I'm just always, how you're gonna fit that all in, that's all I'm
So
asking.
when I say we know our students, we know which students would be successful on a job site
Okay.
to learn those tasks.
Okay.
I have students that I would not put on a job site. They're not ready. We have students that with mobility issues, not going to be the site for them. We hold our interviews to ensure that we have the right group together, to ensure that we have good employees. But yes,
Were you thinking 3, 4, 5, 6 or more? Or what number?
up to 6. Up to 6.
Up to 6.
Mm-hmm.
And Andy and Justin, you guys feel comfortable with this?
In case they're efficient at what they do and we run out of stuff, reach out to them and maybe we can go over there, work for a day.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you know, we've had sites at Hudsonville Department of Public Works and Chapel Point, and both of those sites this year had new staff and just couldn't take us on again this year. But Department of Public Works in Hudsonville, we've worked there for probably 10 plus years.
Oh, wow.
So we've done lots of park maintenance, lots of outside projects, moving limbs, landscaping, cleaning. These are not positions that are, hey, I think we want to go to work for Georgetown. These are well thought out, and we have success at several different sites. We have Goodwill sites. We have 2 DNR programs at Holland State Park and Grand Haven State Park that have run very successfully for the past 15 years.
Great.
What is the age range of your students?
The age range of the students is 14 to 26, so anybody that can be in the public school, covered under the public school ISDs. The average age for our student employment is that 16 to 18 mark.
What schools are we,
For this site,
well, yeah, from this side of
for
the
this
county?
site, it will primarily be Jenison High School with a few Hudsonville students,
Okay.
which is very exciting because Jenison High School has been wanting a closer work site for their students.
Thank you.
All right. Any other questions? Thank you so much for being here and for the
I
opportunity.
appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. All right. Any other comments among the board? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It's approved, and thank you.
I didn't capture the motion and second. I don't think there was one.
Oh, you did? You came right up. That's right. Is there a motion?
Oh,
Motion to have the township added as a site for disability networks.
So moved?
Support.
All right. Now all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
It's passed. Thank you.
Doesn't have to stay.
Yeah, by all means, if you'd like to excuse, you can stay or go. It's up to you. Thanks.
Thank you.
You bet.
Yeah, appreciate it. Number 18, website and social media use policy. This is one where I thought we had one, but indeed we don't. And I know Rob from our library was good enough to put together a draft basically codifying what we do and ran it past legal. So that's the version you received and reviewed. Is there a motion to adopt that policy?
So move.
Support.
All right, comments among the board? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It passes. Item 19, valve turner purchase. Fascinating what we learned about valves from you guys out of Facilities Committee. That'll wear you out. Is there a motion to purchase a hydraulic valve turner?
So move.
Support.
Okay, for the amount of $41,532.
This is the one with the trailer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just to be clear, because there were two different ones in there. That one was a hitch mount, and the other was a trailer mount. I think the suggestion was a trailer.
Yeah.
When Joel explained how difficult this was,
Blows your
it
mind.
was how in the world did they get to this point without having one before?
That's what I thought too.
And it's incredibly difficult to do. So It's amazing we got to this point without having one of these.
This is anecdotal, but a story was shared with a couple of board members of a local municipality where a guy who did this all the time ended up having 4 major surgeries on his shoulder. And the amount of money it cost that city would exceed working smarter, I guess you'd say, right? So,
Well, the other thing it does too, and I don't know if it's explained here, but if you close that valve, this machine it's going to, because we have the GPS system. We can GPS and I'll tell you how many turns it took to close it. And then when you open it up, you ain't going to worry about outspinning it. So if some of these take, 60 turns down, it'll remember it took 60 turns to close and then open up 60 turns. And the reason is that if it has that memory, you don't want to overturn it either, right? So you go down 60, well, you don't want to go 64 and strip something. So that's why you have this. So because we GPS all our stuff, we can hook this into our GPS too, and then we know we have to open or close if the water main breaks or fire hydrant or whatever we got to do.
awesome.
So it's a technology that connects to what we have already. So all these things are going to be better.
That's great. All right, anybody else? Okay, motion's been made and seconded. No further comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Is carried. Item number 20, 40th Avenue Sewer Payback Agreement. Is there a motion to approve this agreement?
So move.
Support.
Okay, concerns just one house there. H Oil would like a payback agreement. Thoughts, concerns, questions? Right. Motion has been made. No further comments. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And it carries. Item number 21, Hager Park Sidewalk Connection. Is there a motion to approve this sidewalk installation on 28th and Bauer Road?
So move.
Support.
Okay. I just want to say the utilities appreciate you coming forward with something bold. We're trying to target one significant connector every year. They're not cheap. Yeah.
So probably count as 2 goals being accomplished from our goal meetings. So we're good for 2 years.
Okay.
Justin really worked on this and did a lot of negotiating, a lot of detail, and I wish this was done before,
Right.
but we couldn't even get things started. It was, as Jim knows, it was difficult enough to get that sidewalk just to go up to the park itself. That was incredibly controversial.
Remember that, yeah.
And now to go through the park, and there's an area where there'll have to be a small bridge made. I think it opens things up dramatically and something that's sorely needed. As people have said, well, people can go through the park itself and wander their way through, but as that area develops, and especially how it's exploded across the street, there needs to be a sidewalk. This is a smart idea.
And people run and walk and bike, and they're active in our township. So that's nice that we can, give them more reasons to get out there.
Yeah.
Ellie is our park lady. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible. Actually, the other weekend was trying to plan a route to run from my old house to my new house, and the reason I couldn't take this way was because of this section of missing sidewalk. So I was going to have to go all the way up to 20th and then around, because this was a pretty critical section along that stretch of road. So I just think it's really important. It keeps people safe. It connects people to our parks. And, not everybody, I mean, I realize that we live in such a car-centric society, but when you have as many parks as we do and they're as amazing as they are, the idea of just being able to ride your bike to a park safely, I think, is really important in our community. So,
Yeah.
All right. Further comments? All right, the motion's before you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's carried. You getting utilities, and thank you, Justin and Andy, for working on this. It took a while. Item number 22, Letter of Understanding, Wyoming Connections. This came out of Finance, of which I'm part of that committee. Since this meeting, I haven't had a chance to talk to the other Finance Committee members either, but since this meeting, I think last week we received a the version of the agreement that's being looked at between Ottawa County and the City of Wyoming over water. And I know it's something that's going to be discussed, or at least begun to be discussed in utilities tonight. We thought, you know what? Let's not get the cart in front of the horse. This is a small adjunct aspect of the larger whole, if you will, of agreements that are going to need to be approved and signed related to water in the City of Wyoming. And I think it would be just as well to just table it.
Sure.
And take it up at a time when the larger issues are being tackled. Why give something, why put something, in the pot, so to speak, until we're satisfied that we're getting what we want on the, the larger concerns. So
Yep, I agree.
all that to say, I just don't think we
agree.
need to act yet,
Yeah.
If you motion to table, I will
All right,
support
all right,
that.
I'll move to table this item.
Yeah, I will support
Support.
that too.
Comments? All right. I mean, generally speaking, it's not that big of a deal, but I think we hold back. All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the item is tabled, and we have not set a time when it'll be resurrected because it's kind of dependent upon the timeline for the more main agreement, if you will. 23, then, second public comment period for our public tonight. If you wish to address the board on either any of these items or other things on your mind, we welcome you. Welcome.
Hi, my name is Kevin Houtzinger, 2669 Tamarack Drive in Jenison. I just wanted to bring to light that on item 12, the ordinance 2026-07 regarding utilities and kind of the additional requirements for water and sewer as it comes to capacity. I just thought it was interesting that given Clerk Kuiper's employment, she was involved in that conversation, and she also happened to be the only no vote about that.
All right, thank you. Anyone else? Yes.
Pete Plowman, 6877 Creek Ridge Court, Hudsonville. Just a couple quick points on the Wyoming stuff. I see that you tabled that. I'm concerned that our relationship with Wyoming might be changing in that they're probably taking precedent over Georgetown somewhat. And I don't want us to give away our sovereignty as a township to Wyoming just because I could foresee maybe something happening down the road where they call an emergency, it's borderline emergency, and then we have to cut back or something like that. I hope we're not giving away any of our sovereignty as a township to Wyoming. And I think it was good to table that one. I think that can wait and to see how negotiations go. The other point I wanted to make is, once again, on the tiered pricing for our water and sewer. We have a tiered system now, but we tier it at the bottom end. So those people who use little water are still billed, water and sewer are still billed for 12 units. You don't give them a chance to save money and you bill them for something they do not use. So as I stated before, you should have a tiered system at the high end, since those folks who are heavy users, 25% I think is what Justin said, we should tier it for their side of it because they affect everybody. If you're not going to do that, then you should at least get rid of the 12 unit minimums that we have on our billing now and give really the retirees a chance to save some money. So that's what I'm hoping for. If they cut back on their sprinkling or cut back on their usage, let them save some money. So I wish you'd revisit that. The other question I have is on Sunrise and Waterford. For our emergency services. They are nonprofit organizations. They do not pay property taxes. They don't pay taxes to run this township. So I think any emergency services, we need to have a billing structure designed just for them as we run services there. We need to bill them for those services. I'm sure we bill them for water and sewer. This would be another service that we should bill for those folks that use our services but do not pay for them currently. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, seeing no one else, so we'll close the second public comment period, go to item 24, discussion and general information among the board. Any board member wish to bring something to our attention?
The only thing I just want to bring up is I don't want to lose sight of this conversation, I think, about a potential tiered system. I think it's an important thing that we keep our eyes on for the future. And to me, I think I don't necessarily need to bring it up every meeting, but I've sort of come to the conclusion that maybe I will just pop it in as the discussion item after every meeting, because I think the squeaky wheel is going to get the grease here, and I think we are going to need to seriously consider it. The amount of stories I have heard in the last month alone of some of our elderly citizens telling me that it is cheaper for them to get a gym membership than to pay their water bill, and they are choosing to go get a gym membership, and they do all of their basically public hygiene at the gym so as to avoid using their own public utilities at home. That's heartbreaking. So I think it's important that we look to this, because right now the smallest users of the system are still being, in my opinion, unfairly burdened, when we have identified a group of people who I think we should be incentivizing or disincentivizing through a tiered rate.
I agree, because I've talked to young homeowners that don't use the minimum, and yet they have to pay for it. So they complain to me.
Yeah.
So I see it too. Yeah.
I do. I find that interesting because I use 4 units, so my water bill's like $145 for 3 months. There's something wrong. If they're using that much water, there's something wrong with the
I think they're
house.
just worried about going over that minimum rate, so they're choosing to then just use as little at home as possible to make sure it stays the minimum.
Anyone else? No? All right. Hearing none, we'll move on. At this time, it'd be a closed session for superintendent's evaluation for the public's sake. Every year, we evaluate our superintendent, and we do so under the Open Meetings Act in closed session as permitted by that act. And specifically, you can see there MCL 15.268, Section 8A. Justin has asked to be excluded from that meeting. I think probably join us long enough to be in there, and then we'll excuse you, and then call you back after we've had some discussion, join you in the meeting for a time, and then we will come back out of closed session. For the sake of the public, there won't be any actions taken. There won't be any votes taken thereafter. That will be the end of the meeting. We'll simply come back on the record to adjourn. So, any questions, board members, about that before we make a motion go into closed session? All right, Justin, you're looking at me. Anything? All right, thumbs up. Okay. All right, is there a motion to go into closed session for this evaluation?
Support.
Been supported. Roll call vote, please.
Kelly?
Yes.
Beldink?
Yes.
Grassman?
Yes.
Waringa?
Yes.
Pipers, yes. DeWitt?
Yes.
Plum?
Yes.
All in favor?
Thank you. All right. We're going to head to the small conference room here.
Yep.
Join you there in a minute. If you need the restroom.
Support.
Okay, roll call votes, please.
Just a sec.
Yep.
Plum?
Yes.
DeWitt?
Yes.
Paper? Yes. Waringa?
Yes.
Grassman?
Yes.
Beldink?
Yes.
Kelly?
Yes.
All right, we're back in session. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll move.
Support. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, and we are adjourned. Thank you.